Alright guys, these are the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards for beginners, and I'll be sharing 4 cards that has helped me in Master Duel. Let's get this started. Alright, to start this off, for number 1, we have something that you've seen if you watched the Yu-Gi-Oh animes, especially in the very first ones. Something very OP was Mirror Force, specifically Quaking Mirror Force. Now, Kevin, why did you choose Quaking Mirror Force? Well, it's honestly pretty simple. When I was using Mirror Force, there was a lot of cards that were stopping me from being able to activate it because they had so many hand traps and such, especially in the Master Duel game. If you've been playing, it's been pretty difficult. But especially as a beginner, if you're not trying to buy any gems. So that's why I chose to use Quaking Mirror Force, because what this card does is it inevitably doesn't destroy any monsters, but it forces them to, let's say, they're all in attack position in your opponent's side. It'll make them into a defense position, and they literally just they're stuck there until you tribute something or something along the lines. But usually that goes under the radar of hand traps, trap cards, majority, because you're not destroying the monster, but you're stopping them from advancing in whatever the heck they're trying to do. Let's say they're finally summoned out their biggest Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon or their Dark Magicians or whatever else, like their highest play, and then you do the Quaking Mirror Force. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Boom. I mean, there's some things that can stop it, but you have a lot less of a mistake. No, not a mistake. More like a card getting in your way to stop the whole thing. So you can have time, so you can pull something out and clear the board and go attack that opponent. Alright, off to the second one. Okay, now that you're in the second one, hopefully you do not skip out of this video just yet. This card, I literally am so grateful that I found this. It's honestly one of my favorite cards, and it starts with a P, ends with a S. Power of the Guardians. You probably didn't get it. Okay, so what the Power of the Guardians is, if you guys don't know, is basically it's let's say, for example, you have a monster out on the field and you have an opponent that has like 2,500, that now the opponent has a 3,000 guy for attack, right? And now you brought out your Utopia or whatever else, almost like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh card that you have out to attack. And then you're like, and it's your turn and you're like, how am I gonna beat this? So let's say you had the 3,000, I have the Utopia 2,500 attack, has this 3,000 attack. What the Power of the Guardians will do is there will be a token activated on it, and with that token, every token you get, which is infinite, if you can make it that far, you get 500 attack. 500 attack and defense, I believe. I'm not too sure about the defense, but I'm pretty sure it's both. And also, if they were to attack your monster, you can use that token to save your monster so it can be still kept on the field. And it's not going to destroy the spell card whatsoever, but it will lower the attack of what it gave you because you lowered a token. Now, many times when I've been playing Master Duel, has it just came in clutch. Like as a beginner with no gems, it's kind of hard. But whenever I found this card, like, oh my gosh, it's so OP. Because I think it's whenever you attack or whenever they attack you, it just starts doing the tokens to the specifically equipped monster that you chose. And it's not for the whole team. I wish it was. And with that, it just saved me many times. I mean, there was times where I was like, I have nothing, and then all these tokens were added up. And even when my tokens weren't enough to give me enough power to defeat their monster, they were able to save me so that I could do another play and then end the duel or just have enough time to make another decision or just end the game all around. So we'll go off to the next one. All right, if you're enjoying this, please like and subscribe. It will help me to make more of these funny ass videos that are very knowledgeable and helping you. Please, my family. Okay, so on the next, if you stick around to the end of the video, there will be 2 more cards that I'll be showing you. There will be spell cards specifically, and these cards, the reason why I left them at the end, these cards help me the most out of all the 4 cards that I'm talking you about. These last two helped me the most get out of situations and even mainly beat them, to be honest. And it was very surprising. But stay tuned if you want to know. All right, mates, on to the third one. Okay, listen well and listen good. Perk their ears and let's get to it. All right, this card, Moon Mirror Shield. Yeah, I said that. Moon Mirror Shield. Now say it 3 times. Tres. Moon Mirror Shield, Moon Mirror Shield, Moon Mirror Shield. That's a tongue twister. Well, with this card, why I love it so much and helped me in so many battles, essentially what this card does, no matter what attacking monster you have on the field, I don't care if you got a 0, I don't care if you got a 5,000, I don't care if you brought your mama and she was about to bang you or something, I don't care. This card pretty much will up any attack that you're facing to 100. Up it by 100. So be a little careful with this, because don't try to use this when you... Try not to use this when you have a 3,000 blue eyes against a 2,500 dark magician and you use this card on the blue eyes, because it's going to look more of a 100 difference on life points instead of a 500 point difference. So keep that in mind. Now, not only does it do that, but it also will, whenever that card or monster gets destroyed, you have an option. You have 2 choices. You can either put that card in the top of your deck, that's going to be your next card you're going to draw, or at the bottom of the deck. Now, there has been many times where I actually had to put it in the top of my deck like a gazillion times. But because that was the one card that literally flipped the tables. And honestly, sometimes it was just enough to even... Well, most of the time it was just enough to win. Because they just couldn't really do much about it, and I can always bring it back. It does sacrifice your drawing power because you already know what card you're going to bring in. But when you have no more options, I highly recommend using this card, because it's just a tank. It can make any card a tank in itself. Now, it will be weak against, let's say, for example, a Lightning Storm or a Raigeki, because I'm assuming you'll be in attack position when you're doing this. But also, not only when you don't attack, if they attack your monster, same thing applies. So just in case if you thought it only applies when it's your turn and you're attacking, it doesn't. It also applies when the opponent is attacking your monster thinking he's about to get the sweetest job of his century, the best win, and then he just gets the gloom of terror that he just messed up big time and lost his blue eyes white dragon. Sorry, that was a friend. Okay, let's go on to the 4th one. All right, guys, for the last one, the last final card, it is, drumroll please, back to square one. No, I'm not just saying that just because it's back to square one, but because that is the actual card. Now, you might be familiar with this back to square one card, because if you were to do Power of the Dragons, I believe, or the Synchron deck, the 3 starter decks that give you a Master Duel, you might be familiar of seeing this card called Back to Square One. Please don't click off this video just yet. Hold on. Hear me out. So what this card does is essentially you have to discard one card, and you can pretty much put back any card, or I think it was any card or any monster, back to their opponent's hand. So let's say, for example, they're trying to do a one-turn kill. They brought out the baddest mof out there, man. Now you're thinking, is it? I didn't even get a chance. Wrong. You got a chance. Because we're back to square one. Basically, you can send that card back. Obviously, it's going to be an extra deck because they did all that. So you're pretty much safe. Because they have to start that thing all over again just so they can bring out that same guy. Most people don't even have the resources in their deck to go again for the same round or for something weaker. I've seen it many times, actually. Not a lot of people, or at least not on the opponents that I faced. It's a very basic card, but it's super helpful. Because no matter what, like if, let's say for example, you're using Moon Mirror Shield or Power of the Guardians or Quaking Mirror Force, well, more like Power of the Guardians and Moon Mirror Shield, then you have back to square one, and you can literally just stop a card that's gonna negate your things. Obviously, it's not a quick spell, so you're gonna have to do it beforehand, but you're pretty much set. Let's say, for example, they have a Blue Eyes alternate dragon. You can use back to square one, send them back, because that card can destroy a monster. And I didn't want to say Blue Eyes Jet Dragon because, yeah, back to square one might save you like for a round, but it's that Jet Dragon just it's like your dog. It just keeps coming back for more. You know, it's just that X. You know, she just doesn't accept a no. So you have to do a restraining order. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you do, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Check out my channel for more of these videos if you like them. Thank you.